Please enter your... Thank you. Please announce yourself. All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
All right. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody's feeling incredible this morning. My name is Haziq Ali. I'm a self-esteem development fanatic. I'm a revenue acceleration expert. I'm a TED talker. Huh? That felt good. I'm a TED talker. I'm going to say that joint again. That felt so good. I'm a TED talker, y'all. This might be a good time for you to go check out the TED Talk if you haven't yet. I got a feeling we got some cool stuff in there that you might like. If you haven't seen it yet, then what you can do is join the newsletter. Tonight's a good time to do that because the newsletter comes out every Friday at 3:30 p.m. Every Friday at 3:30 p.m. We knock out this newsletter. I think you're going to get a big kick out of it. Also, in terms of housekeeping, this weekend we're doing our Kaizen Academy class on habits. I think it's a good way to start off the year is to talk about habits. So if you want to enroll in that class or if you want to attend, less than a cup of coffee a day, man, less than a cup of coffee a day, then you can come on and join us as we go over this class called Habits. We often say the chains of habit are too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken. And I believe that there are certain habits that make success inevitable, just like there's certain habits that make failure inevitable. So check that out. Make sure that you are a member of the newsletter. If you go to millionaireminded.com, it's sitting there waiting on you. I think you're going to get a kick out of that. So let's do this. Let's do this. How's everybody feeling this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Y'all checking in. Rep your city. Let them know what kind of business you have. Let them know what kind of business you have. Come on. Let's see it. Let's see it. Good morning, Veronica. What's up? Yeah, Brooklyn is in the house. I love that. Let's go. What's up, Coach Carvel? All right, then. Hey, appreciate that, Eli. Appreciate that, King. Yeah. If y'all didn't check it out yet, the TED Talk is in full effect. What's up, Nicole? Good morning, Cindy. Yeah, appreciate those shares, Jamal. Thank you very much. Sade, what's up, Sade? Good morning. Good morning. Kansas City is in the house. That means my man Daryl just arrived. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah. Bless the Ball Consulting Group. Coach Carvel runs Bless to Ball Consulting Group, where we help guards build the tools to make them more confident and make them more recruitable. I love that. Miss Wright made it in. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling like a giant too. What's up, Alexandria? Let's go. Dallas, Texas is in the house. Let's go. Fintech business in ATL. Yeah. My man David Ruffin is in the house. What's up, Uhura? Everybody making it in nice and early this morning. My man Gavin is in the building. Let's go. Can everybody like this for me? Can everybody like this for me? We're about to get started in a minute. But if you're just now getting here, I wanted to remind you of a couple things. Good morning, Kim. What's up, Queen? I wanted to remind you of a couple things. Did all of y'all check out the TED Talk yet? I think you'll really enjoy that joint. And I'm asking you to please share it with a couple of friends. Sometimes you try and tell them about the morning calling, like, nah. Well, maybe if you share with them the TED Talk, that'll help a little bit. Appreciate that, Kim. April, what's up? Good morning. Yeah, let's get the shares up. Let's get the likes up. Exactly. We got to start making this more of a family affair. That's what my mentor told me. What's up, Miss Foster? Let's go. Let's get it. Yeah. So you can let them know about the TED Talk. I think that'll help them understand what we're doing here, et cetera, so forth. But it's check-in time right now. Let's get it. All right, y'all. Y'all ready? Okay, I got 5 minutes after. We're gonna get this party started. So check it out, man. Sometimes you jump out the gate with a business idea and you can just polish it and run with it, right? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Sometimes you can just you think of an idea, you just roll. I've had a couple like that. But it's like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face. Y'all heard that one? Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. He said it some kind of way like that. When you get hit with a failure, that's when you get to be introduced to yourself. Failure punches you in the gut, right? Now you got these throbbing wounds, these throbbing insecurities, right? You feel like you can't do nothing but moan about what could have been. You can't do nothing but whine. You just got smacked up by life. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Pastor Dandridge know what I'm talking about. Kim Connor know what I'm talking about. Anybody know what I mean? Like you get rolling, and then all of a sudden that first punch hits you, and it's just like, oh, smack. Right, Miss Sims? It's like, oh, snap. But what I want to do this morning on a beautiful Friday is I want to remind you that failure ain't the end unless you let it be. Failure ain't the end unless you let it be. As a matter of fact, failure means you're on the road that so many other great ones have traveled. It makes no sense. Somebody say there's no failure, only feedback. Remember we typed that in earlier this week? I had you type that in earlier, and I just wanted to go deeper into it today. Y'all know how we always say there's no failure, only feedback? Somebody give it to me. There's no failure, only feedback. And then give me a share, please. Like this thing and give it a share if you recognize and you believe and you're willing to teach somebody else that there's no such thing as failure, there's only feedback. Anybody agree with that? There's no such thing as failure, there's only feedback. If I can get you to understand this, you're not going to be scared to sell. You're not going to be scared to scale your business up. You're not going to be scared to talk to those new people that could be strategic partnerships for you, that could be joint ventures for you. You're not going to be scared to communicate to family and friends about what it is you do, at least to the level where they'll give you referrals. I mean, you got to think about it. If you were opening up a sushi restaurant, you would tell everybody in your family. Right? You would tell everybody. Am I right, Samaya? Everybody in your family you would talk to about it. Why? Does everybody in your family eat sushi? No. So why would we still tell everybody, Tabina, that we had a sushi restaurant? Because they might know somebody who eats sushi, man. And we know they want to support us. So of course we would tell them we were opening up a restaurant. So why don't we do that? You're scared of rejection. Somebody said there's no such thing as failure. There's only feedback. There's no such thing as failure. There's only feedback. There is no failure. There's only feedback. So what I want to do is I'm going to give you 9 different names. I'm not going to tell you their whole story this morning, but I'm going to give you 9 different names. I want you to type them in the comments. I want you to share this with different people. And I want you to do the research at some point this weekend. If one of these names stands out to you, I want you to research them even further this weekend so you can get some more power in your psychology. You with me? Here's the first name I got for you, Milton Hershey. Milton Hershey. Somebody know the name Milton Hershey? Yeah, you know Hershey Park, you know milk chocolate, the Hershey bars. Well, check it out, Milton Hershey. Somebody type that in. Yeah, there's no such thing as failure, only feedback. Yeah. Yeah, there's no such thing as failure. There's only feedback. That's a fact. There's no such thing as failure. There's only feedback. Let's go. Check it out, y'all. The man who's responsible for blessing us with all this sweet, creamy milk chocolate. Believe it or not, it was not a hit the first time around, right? Before he launched his own candy business, this cat Milton Hershey was working for a local candy factory. And then when he decided to go out on his own, he failed miserably, blew every dollar in his life savings, went out, failed again, blew money that he borrowed, went out, got some more money, failed again, It wasn't until he returned to the family farm and really perfected the art of making what we know today as milk chocolate that he finally tasted some sweet success. But I dare you look that up. Milton Hershey. Yeah, there's no such thing as failure. There's only feedback. There's no such thing as failure, only feedback. You feel me, Jackie? There's no such thing as failure. There's only feedback. That's the first one. That's the first one I got for you. Milton Hershey. You know, there's a show on the History Channel called The Foods That Built America. They may help you out with that one. Anybody know the name Theodore Giesel? Theodore Giesel. I'm going to type it in to make sure y'all know how to spell it. Theodore Giesel. Anybody know who that is? Anybody know who Theodore Giesel is? This is how you spell his name. Anybody ever heard of Theodore Giesel? That's exactly right. Feedback helps you improve. So therefore, failure is a good thing. That's exactly right. Anybody know Theodore Giesel? Check it out, y'all. This guy was an author, and he struggled and struggled and struggled to write a novel that publishing companies would call something other than trash, right? They would call everything he submitted. They would say, this is rubbish, right? He submitted 27 different manuscripts, right? But he wouldn't quit. Well, one fateful night, this cat, Theodore Giesel, runs into this old friend who'd recently taken over as a children's literature editor, right? The friend agreed to publish the work and just see what happens. Dr. Theodore Giesel is now known as Dr. Seuss. He was never again called a failure after his first book finally hit it big. Theodore Giesel, aka Dr. Seuss. Does that name ring a bigger bell? Dr. Seuss? I dare you look his story up. I dare you look his story up. That's number 2 I got for you. Dr. Seuss. Rejected 27 times, y'all. 27 times. Man, you giving up after 2 times. You giving up after 7 times. You giving up after 17 times. He went 27 times. Here's the third one I got for you. Somebody say Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein. And then give me a share. Albert Einstein. Y'all know Einstein's story? Yeah, man. We put his picture on T-shirts and all of that because he's just synonymous with genius these days, right? Yeah, 27 times, and he stayed the course. That's exactly right. Albert Einstein is number 3. That's exactly right, Samaya. Thank you for that. So the third one I got for you is Albert Einstein, right? Yeah, exactly. And Jackie, we need to chop it up, man, because you've been in the car industry a long time, and you know, we've been in the credit industry a long time. It seems like we need to find some synergy, champ. It seems like we need to find some synergy, especially going into tax season. But we'll talk about that later. Inbox your boy. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. So Einstein is known as genius. He's synonymous with genius. We put him on T-shirts. We put him on coffee mugs, right? But it would be an understatement to say he ain't exactly have a great start. Do you know Albert Einstein didn't even start talking until the age of 4? I don't know how many of you have children, but that's kind of like what we call a late bloomer. They thought this kid was developmentally challenged, right? A few years later, he gets to elementary school, and his teachers consider him lazy, right? Because he would ask these weird, abstract questions that made no sense to them. But he kept on going anyway. Millionaires. Eventually, he formulated what's called the theory of relativity, which most of us can't understand as adults. He won the Nobel Peace Prize in his early 20s for the theory of relativity, which basically says that everything you see around you is just energy vibrating at different speeds. The energy equals mass squared times the speed of light. Y'all know that's E equals MC squared. So what he's basically saying is that this glass is vibrating at a different speed than this charger holder or whatever. You know what I mean? But that it's all, if you were to shrink down to a subatomic level, y'all, and you were to hold the nucleus of an atom in your arms like it's a big basketball, right? Do you know the proton and the electron are orbiting 3 miles away? Something like that. Like if you were to go, I mean, literally all this stuff, we should be able to put our hands straight through it. Scientists say we can't because of belief. I don't want to get too trippy on you, but the person that discovered this was Albert Einstein. You got me? But he started off a rejection. Here's number 4. Somebody say Benjamin Franklin. I want you to look up Ben Franklin. You know Ben Franklin, the Franklin stove, bifocals, discovered lightning. Do you know he was an elementary school dropout? Invented the post office, started the first fire department. Still was this town drunk and womanizer. Ben Franklin was a wild boy. They did a play about Alexander Hamilton. I would love to see something on Benjamin Franklin. But do you know he started off as a failure? His family couldn't even afford to finance his education after his 10th birthday. So at the age of 10, he was forced to drop out of all school. But that didn't stop him. Because what did he do, y'all? He read books like crazy. He took every opportunity that he could to learn. And now Benjamin Franklin is in the history books that 10-year-olds read every day around the world. Right? Y'all with me? Benjamin Franklin is number 4. Here's number 5. Stephen King. Stephen King. Yeah, exactly. Here's number 5. Stephen King. Many of you know Stephen King is a best-selling writer. His books get made into movies all the time. He's sold about 350 million books today and counting. But do you know his first work was rejected 30 times? 30 times. This made him throw it in the trash. He was just going to give up. You know who dug it out the trash? His wife. He who finds a wife found a good thing, right? This is an example of that one. He ain't had a wife like, why you always trying that? Why you always... Nah, he found a good thing. His wife dug the manuscript out the trash, made him keep working at it, and that's why we know the story Carrie today. Y'all know Carrie? 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 That was Stephen King's first book. His wife literally had to dig it out the trash, right? All right, here's number 6. You ready? Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey. Do y'all know Oprah Winfrey's story? Y'all know Oprah? To many people, losing a child is worse than blowing a business, right? Well, Oprah lived through that at the age of 14. Can you imagine? But check it out. It gets much worse because she not only had to overcome this, but she was repeatedly molested by her uncle, right? By her cousin. I'm not finished yet. She was also molested by a family friend. Okay? Then she gets a little bit deeper into her career. She gets rejected again for being too dark-skinned. Then she gets rejected again for gaining weight. Then she gets rejected again because she was losing weight. Y'all with me? And she's still a multi-billionaire today. Google Oprah Winfrey. Look up her story a little bit. Here's number 7, Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison. What y'all know about Thomas Edison? He famously was helped out by my great grandfather, a guy named Lewis Latimer, right? But until my great grandfather came along and helped Thomas Edison, he probably held the record for the most failed attempts before reaching success on a single project that we've ever heard of in recorded history. Of course, I'm talking about the light bulb, right? He failed several thousand times before he figured out a functioning light bulb. Think about that. Think about that for a minute. He failed over 10,000 times, but his response has become famous to entrepreneurs. I haven't failed. I was just waiting on Lewis Latimer. No, that's not what he said. He's like, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 times, 10,000 ways that wouldn't work. I haven't failed. I just found 10,000 ways that wouldn't work. Huh? Everybody with me? Here's how you spell my 5 greats grandfather's name in case you want to look him up as well. Lewis Latimer. Lewis Latimer. Yeah. See, for some people, continuing to try has become a habit. I want to invite you all, if you never take another Kaizen Academy class the rest of this year, take the one we're doing Saturday night on habits. On habits. If you want to work on habits, if you want to institute some brand new habits into your life this year, take this course. It's going to take about an hour and a half of your time. If you register and you can't be there with us Saturday evening, don't trip. You can watch the replay. But take this class. Inbox me. Yeah, somebody say habits. Somebody put habits in the comments. Habits. Habits. Somebody put habits in the comments. And then what I'll do is if you inbox me the word habits, then I'll send you the information on the academy. If you inbox me the word habits. All right, here's number 8. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan. Yeah, Toy. Habits. Yeah, Sharice. Habits. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, Morose. Habits. Habits. Let's get it, April. Let's get it, Deborah. Habits. Habits. Let's go, Sade. Let's go, Shiz. Habits. David Ruffin in the house. Habits. Let's go. Let's go. All right, y'all. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan. If you inbox me the word habits, and I'll send you the information on the Kaizen Academy. Michael Jordan is number 8. Many of us know his story if we are fellas. Yeah. Michael Jordan got cut famously from his junior varsity basketball team. I don't know how many of you know, but he also had snuck into a basketball camp, which is where they chose players to go to college and all of that they were going to recruit. He got noticed by a coach, but then the coach still chose not to invite him to the team. So Jordan returned home discouraged once again. But he decided to prove the coach wrong, and what's wild is when he did his NBA Hall of Fame speech, he invited those coaches to watch him get the Hall of Fame award. And he was still mad. He was still visibly upset. Like he got on the mic and was like, yeah, dude, you messed up. You messed up. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan, research his story. Michael Jordan. All right, here's number 9. Walt Disney. Walt Disney. You guys know him from Disney World, Disneyland. I got a daughter that wants to go to Disney World every single year. I'm like, baby, it's almost time for you to get a job. It's almost time for you to start a business because Disney ain't just the happiest place on earth. Disney's starting to be one of the most expensive places on earth. Can I get a witness? Anybody been to Disney lately? Yeah. But check it out. Walt Disney started his career by being told by a newspaper editor while he was being fired that he wasn't creative enough. Also, he got told that his Mickey Mouse cartoons were too scary for women. If that wasn't enough, the 3 Little Pigs got turned down because it only had 4 characters. On and on and on. But can you imagine? Somebody told Walt freaking Disney that he wasn't creative enough. Man, this is what I say about critics. Right? Critics is wild, man. Somebody say Walt Disney. Can I get somebody to type in, there's no failure, there's only feedback, if y'all are getting this? There's no failure, there's only feedback. There's no failure, there's only feedback. This last cat I'm going to tell you about, I'm going to see who can guess it. This is like a little bonus one I got for you, right? Check it out. He failed at business when he first got started in like 1831. Then he got defeated in a run for state legislature in 1832. I talk about this in my book that's about to come out. He failed at business again in 1833. His fiance died in 1835. And when I say he loved this lady, Their letters they wrote to each other were so sweet that you'd get a cavity just reading them. I mean, he was a man that was in love. And then she died in 1835. Some people say that contributed to the nervous breakdown that he had in 1836. Then he runs for Congress. He loses in 1843. Then he runs for Congress again and loses again in 1849. Then he lost the Senate race in 1855. Then he runs for vice president and he loses again in 1856. Then he runs for Senate and loses again in 1859. But then he was elected the 16th president. A lot of people say that he's the best president that we may have ever had, one of the most influential presidents that maybe we ever had. In 1860, of course, he became president. And can anybody guess who I'm talking about? Anybody guess who I'm talking about? Can anybody guess who I'm talking about? Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln. That's right. That's right. I was talking about Abraham Lincoln. Google Abraham Lincoln. That'll blow your mind. Little bonus I had for you is Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, you should run for Senate. You better run, girl. You better run. Rosa sat so you could run, girl. Yeah, Abraham Lincoln was a bonus one I got for you. Research him. All right, was that helpful, y'all? Did a little bit different on a Friday, but I hope you appreciated that. Tomorrow we got the Kaizen Academy. It's going down Saturday at 7 p.m. Even if you're watching a replay, then this class is in the archives. You know, it's already there waiting for you. Don't worry if you're watching a replay. But if you have a chance to be there live with us, inbox me the word habits and, you know, invest a couple of dollars in yourself. I've invested 6 figures plus in personal development. I might not have a college degree, but I'm kind of like, you know, from that Ben Franklin school of thought, you know, where I just never stopped studying. And you can be the same way. The thing is, can you imagine just buying some time? Most of us can't buy time, right? We don't know a way to buy time. We don't have a time machine. But I'm going to tell you how you buy time. You purchase books. You take classes. And that shoots you ahead of everybody else. Because all the time they spent to learn this one thing, you're now able to learn it in a couple of seconds. It may have taken them a couple of years. It may have taken them a couple $1,000. It may have taken them a couple heartbreaks, a couple divorces, a couple bankruptcies. And now they're able to share that with you. It's like you're buying time. So I highly suggest you step into it. You can get the cheapest thing for like $45 a month, Queen. The cheapest one is $45 a month. We have an inner circle where you can pay a one-time lifetime fee, and then you're in the academy the rest of your life. That's like $2,500, you know, but you can join for $45 or something like that. So highly suggested going into the new year, y'all. But yeah, it's affirmation time. Let's get it. Let's turn our vibration up, y'all. Repeat after me. Say it like you mean it now. You know, a TGIF. The grind includes Friday. Is that a fact? So repeat after me. Say it like you mean it, y'all. Put some energy in it. Put some energy in it. You ready? Here we go. Here we go. I am so happy and grateful. Come on, y'all. I am so happy and grateful. At the end of the day, that's what we're doing all this for. The 2 shortest, most powerful words in the whole English language. I am. All these stories I just now told you were about people who had decided I am something different than what the rest of them are trying to tell me I am. I've decided who I am. I decided to believe in who I am. And it all starts with those words, I am. That is a command to the 73 trillion cells that you got conversating in your body right now, talking to each other right now. Every time you talk, there's somebody extremely important listening. There's a miracle right under your nose. It's called your mouth. There is power of life and death in the tongue. Somebody say, I am so happy and grateful that money comes to me easily and frequently and in all kinds of ways. Come on, call in. We're going to finish on the line.